Masochism Day continues, and for a welcome change of pace, we are using Nin this time, up against Gahiji, Honored One. Red, white, green general. I think this thing was just printed, actually. Whenever a creature attacks one of your opponents or a planeswalker an opponent controls, that creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Obviously, it has a lot of ramifications for multiplayer. Causes a certain bloodbath there. As far as Naya generals go, I guess this one is pretty decent. I can't really think of too many Naya generals that are particularly good. But 5 mana for a 4/4, not too good. It'd be interesting to see what this guy's got going on. Unfortunately, my opening draw is completely unkeepable. It's got a ton of potential, and with a single island, it would be very keepable because I could likely preordain into a second land, play the Thought Vessels, play the Crucible, and off of fetch land, and then with the Opal go to town and lapse and do all sorts of awesome things. But unfortunately, I do not have a single land, and I have to throw it back into this hand, which looks incredibly degenerate. It's missing one land, but it does have a turn 2 Gilded Lotus with Condescend in hand, so this is a snap keep. Plus, I get to scry. He's also mulliganing Impulse on top. Don't think I kept that. I think I put that on the bottom, and that is probably not correct. But I figure I've got so much mana here that might as well just be more decadent, right? I mean, I can Condescend and scry into land that way, so who needs Impulse? He's got nothing on turn 1. Excellent. Yeah, so I did put the Impulse on the bottom, and I drew a Negate too, which is fantastic if he does in fact draw a Signet or a Sylvan or Soul Ring or whatever. Play Gilded Lotus. I am set up. Goblin Diplomats. Alright, well, I would normally never counter a 2/1 piece of crap like this. However, each creature attacks this turn if able, means that my Nin, the Pain Artist, might actually have to attack. And that is annoying. Plus, I want to get a second land anyway, since I can't cast Nin, so I'm just gonna Condescend to dig here. I see Everflowing Chalice and Stoic Rebuttal, and neither of those is land, so they're both going straight to the bottom. And I'm not going to be untapping the vault, even though I don't have a hard counter in hand. I figure the Negate is more useful probably than an untapped mana vault. Wasteland, alright. Definitely regret not untapping there, but whatever. Can't know you're going to top deck a Wasteland. Mountain, Savannah, tap out, done. Alright, awesome. Well, during end step, this is a no-brainer too. I'm going to into the Royal my mana vault to get it back into my hand, to draw a card and reset it. Since I can, sort of like Grim Monolith, right? Spend 4 to untap your mana vault at instant speed. Hit a Cyclonic Rift and still no lands. And now I'm really, really regretting that greedy tucking of the Impulse. I really should have kept that, because this has turned into a kind of a disaster. Like, all of the stalling in the world doesn't mean no good if I can't get the general going on. Nin is the key to this deck, and trading 1 for 1 against your opponent's bomby spells doesn't work forever. The only way it works is if you're able to draw a bunch of cards once the battlefield is a little bit clear, and you have an opportunity to use the commander, and that's not going to work if I can't get a second source of blue or red mana. 3 mana. He's tapped out again. Alright. Come on, deck. Deliver the goods. Take 3 more damage. Brainstorm. Alright, cool. Well, I can wait till Brainstorm on his turn at least. Depending if I'm countering anything. Okay, he does nothing. Definitely going to Brainstorm, and I see finally a land. Alright, Command Terra, Amnesia, Spell Crumple. Beautiful. Alright, well, he's got 5 cards in hand. He's just been tapping out and doing nothing. So this is going to crush him. This Amnesia is going to be GG. And I fully expected, like, the long pause while he read the card, and then the scoop as soon as I cast it. And instead, I look at a hand with Cloud Goat Ranger and Inferno Titan in it, and 3 more land. Guess the joke's on me. But then again, his hand kind of sucks right now, too. And he can play his general next turn, but, I mean, I don't really care about a 4/4. I still have 30 life. Right? We're totally in the driver's seat here. Alright, there's 2 mana of his... Oh, shit. Hull Breach on Gilded Lotus. The turn that I tap out to cast an Amnesia. Not that I regret playing the Amnesia, because I would have certainly had to counter both of these cards. They're both deadly. But man, talk about a timely drawing of that card. It kills my only source of blue and or red. And I go from having access to 7 mana per turn, or 6 mana per turn, down to just 3. Totally ruthless. And now I can't cast Nin again. I'm back in the same stupid hole as before. Vandal Blast. How ironic. 6 mana. Alright, there's this dorky commander, and I can't counter it. Because I have Crumple and Counterspell in my hand, and he just killed my Lotus. So we're just going to bounce it this turn, just to buy some time. So I really need to counter on the next turn. Come on, deck. Damn it. Dissolve. And honestly, I think the Cyclonic Rift was probably a little premature there, too. I think that was a little bit of a tilt play, given the fact that I do have all these hard counters, and I do have plenty of life to work with, and given that I don't have a long-term answer, I'm gambling that if I draw... that I draw a blue source, and if I don't draw a blue source on the next turn, then that thing's just going to come down again and probably kill me. So that was a stupid play. He replays it. Yeah, I mean, I basically just wasted the Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, that was dumb. Alright, there's the island. So if I had been more patient, I would have taken a little bit more damage, and I could have bounced this back to his hand. Now instead I just have to play Nin and hope that he draws nothing else of consequence. With 3 counterspells in my hand. So bad. And he's tapping. And if you notice, he's got 4 mana available afterward, and this thing costs 5. So if I had played smart and correctly and bounced his thing a turn or 2 after taking damage from it, I would have been able to counter this guy, and he would not have had enough mana to play 2 threats in 1 turn. Sigh. Anyway, Wolfer Silverheart. Another creature you don't see every day, but man, at the right time, is this guy good or what? He goes from having a 4/4 in play to having 2 10/8s in play. And here comes the first one to take off half my life total in 1 hit. Chomp. Down to 11. And I've got a Mana Crypt in play, and nothing in my hand that interacts with these guys. So at this point, it's basically Treachery or nothing. Treachery or die. I guess I could draw Karn. And Karn would allow me to kill the Soulbond guy, and he would probably send his guy at Karn, and I might live long enough to pull it out, but the amount of outs shrank to practically 0. Rolling Earthquake doesn't work at all, of course, because I can't Quake for 8, and even if I could Quake for 8, I would be at 3 with Mana Crypt in play. That's not going to work. An island, and that is it. There's no chance of me winning this game, even if I do the chump block and shoot trick. I can draw a bunch of cards, but I'm going to be at 3 flipping for my life, and he's got multiple threats in play. I'm going to have to deal with 2 huge creatures as well as a Mana Crypt while I'm at 3. And as good as this deck is, it is not capable of winning from that position. And so I scooped it up and lost a rare game with Nin. There are more coming. I don't know how many more games there are with Nin, but I think we're done with, at least with Omnath shenanigans for the time being. Hope you guys enjoyed that one, and more masochism to come.